Hey everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day and an amazing week. What I want to talk about is, have you ever had moments in your life when people, loved ones, even strangers have shared with you their disappointments in the choices that you're making? Oh, you're not going right to college, or you decided to buy this car, and whatever it may be, they're so quick to share how they feel about it. And over time, we begin to take those things and those disappointments, and if we're not careful, we begin to wear them on us, wear the disappointment. And when people begin to talk to us, we're almost attuned to, oh, they're going to tell me how disappointed or how silly they think my choices may be. What begin to happen is, in that process, we can begin to push God away, afraid that when we come and talk to our Father, He's going to say the exact same thing that they've all said to us. That when we enter in and we begin to talk with Him, immediately He's going to tell us how ashamed He is of us and how disappointed He is of us and how we could have made a better decision. But what you have to remember is God is not them. God is not human. And God will not fail you. He will not leave you, and He will not forsake you. There's this beautiful moment in King David's life when he's just committed adultery with Bathsheba, and he's had Uriah, Bathsheba's husband, killed. He's committed murder, and he's committed adultery. And what happens is David goes before God and begins to worship, and he gets to pray, and he says, Father, forgive me. And I love what God says. He says, David, I already have forgiven you, and so many words. And he tells David that I didn't want you to do those things because of the doors that you would open, but I will always be with you, David, and I will always love you, and you will always be my servant. The only reason he asks you not to do something is because the doors that they will open, because he knows the pain that it'll cause. But even from that, even with those doors that David opened, God was with him. And still today in history, he is known as one of the greatest kings in the Old Testament. You see, God is not human. In fact, when Moses was sent, when God told him to go before Pharaoh to set his people free, and Moses said, who do I say you are? I love how God responds. He says, say that I am the great I am. I am. That doesn't even fully compute to us. But that's what he says, because you can't put God in a box, and you can't say this is what he is, because he's so fast and he's so bigger, so much bigger than we could ever comprehend. Now, when you go before God with whatever you have, you've got to understand, when he looks at you, he sees his son. That was the whole point of Jesus coming, and the grace that he has for us and the blood that was shed for us was to break away that disappointment, because we could never meet up to the expectations that was put on us by the law. But, oh man, Jesus fulfilled the law, and now there's grace. And so you see, when your Father looks at you, when you enter in with him, he never sees disappointment. What he's going to say is, I love you, just like he told David. This may seem so backwards and so foreign to what you've been told or what you've received or seen in your life, but when you have Jesus in your heart, you don't operate by the facts of this world anymore. You operate by faith.